Everyone loves summer. Laying out on the beach, eating ice cream whenever you want it, having barbecues with your pals under the hot sun. With that said, there's a difference between nice sunbathing weather and it being so hot that you're literally in danger. And today we're looking at the Earth's literal hotspots that you really wouldn't want to set foot in. That's right, today we're counting down the top 10 hottest temperatures ever recorded, so get your sunscreen ready. Number 10. Furnace Creek, USA. Hottest ground temperature ever. As we explore the many places on this list, you'll see that there are many different ways to measure heat and temperature. But first off, we're going with the most standard. The record for hottest temperature in the world has actually been held since 1913, which is a pretty long time if you think about it. As for where, strangely enough, the honor belongs to the USA, whose appropriately named Furnace Creek in California hit 56.7 degrees Celsius, or 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Some experts doubt the validity of this claim given its age, and the way in which equipment to test temperature was nowhere near as advanced then as it is now. Still, a record is a record, and so far the US has yet to be beaten as far as ground temperature is concerned. Number 9. Death Valley, USA. Hottest air temperature ever. Of course, hottest ground temperature isn't the only way to measure heat. According to the World Meteorological Organization, which is basically as official as it gets, only one place has the honor of having the highest air temperature since records began in 1911, and that's Death Valley. It might not surprise you, but Death Valley hit a whopping 56.7 degrees Celsius. That's 134 degrees Fahrenheit for everybody else. That's not just hot, it's as hot as Death Valley is actually concerned, leading scientists to believe that a sandstorm may have caused superheated materials to whiz across the surface. Definitely not a picnic spot then, even if you do bring an umbrella. Number 8. Dalal, Ethiopia. Highest average temperature for an inhabited place. Most places where people live have spikes in temperature when the summer hits, but it usually balances out across the year. With that said, what about the places that just never cool down? Or, to put it more scientifically, the inhabited place with the highest average temperature on Earth? It turns out that honor goes to Dalal in Ethiopia, thanks to it being located on a hydrothermal field. There are also crazy salt formations, acidic hot springs, and superheated gas geysers, meaning an average daily temperature of 41 degrees Celsius was recorded from 1960 to 1966. Doesn't sound like my idea of a dream home, but people do manage to live there, which is what makes it the record breaker of all inhabited locations. Number 7. Dasht-e-Lut, Iran. Hottest ground temperature ever. Some super hot places do manage to sustain civilization, but this location is a place where no one sets foot. I mean that literally. No one sets foot there because they just can't, given that it has the hottest ground temperatures in the whole world. So where is it? Iran, in a specific desert plateau called Dasht-e-Lut. Between 2003 and 2009, satellite temperature recorders found the surface hit a staggering 70.7 degrees Celsius. Definitely a place where you should fear to tread, unless you're not afraid of getting your feet melted off, I guess. But let's just say I wasn't surprised to learn that it's uninhabited. Number 6. Bandar, Iran. Second highest heat index. Not every location could be a gold medal record breaker, but sometimes coming second is already pretty impressive. I mean, Bandar in Iran only has the second highest temperature in the world as far as the heat index is concerned. But the fact that people can actually live there earns it a solid spot on this list. For those that don't know, the heat index is a temperature measurement that combines air temperature and humidity, basically showing you how unpleasant those temperatures would be to live through. This Iranian city hit a shocking 74 degrees Celsius in 2015, with the actual temperature not far behind at 51 degrees. Not a great holiday destination, but the people who live there seem to be doing alright. Number 5. Large Hadron Collider. Hottest temperature created by man. Now, Mother Nature is one thing, but humans themselves can create some pretty insane temperatures. As for the hottest of all, That's down to the talented scientists at the Brookhaven National Laboratory, who managed to hit a whole other level with their relativistic heavy ion collider. During experiments, they've managed to create a temperature of 4 trillion degrees Celsius, which if you do the math is 250,000 times hotter than the center of the sun. The best thing about this story is, the heat wasn't even the purpose of the experiment. It was just a necessary part of what they were actually trying to research. It just goes to show that science can do some incredible things, sometimes without even fully meaning to at all. Number 4. Hottest temperature in Asia. Kuwait is famous for many things, including having the highest valued currency in the world, thanks to its large oil reserves. However, what it's less famous for is its record-breaking temperatures, which are actually the highest in all of Asia. In northwest Kuwait, a weather station named Mitraba recorded a whopping temperature of 54 degrees Celsius, or 129.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The record was created in July 2016, thanks to a bizarre heat wave in the area, just beating out both Iran and Israel, who held similar temperatures. To this day, it still holds the joint record for the hottest temperature in the world, but it's the #1 champion as far as its continent is concerned. Number 3. Hottest temperature in Europe. Asia is famous for reaching some skyrocketing temperatures, but what about the continents less famed for their heat? I mean, sure, Europe has some sunny spots that make for pretty popular tourist destinations, but it's not exactly famous for being so hot that you can't stand it. With that said, it does have its moments, and the continent's own record isn't unimpressive. The honor goes to Athens in Greece, which in July 1977 hit a whopping 48 degrees Celsius, or 118.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just another title Athens can add to its list, along with being the largest city in Greece, one of the oldest cities in the world period, and being the home of Plato's Academy. Not bad if you ask me. Number 2. Hottest temperature in Antarctica. Speaking of hot temperatures in places you wouldn't expect, what about in places where you expect exactly the opposite? I mean, when you think of Antarctica, you probably think of snow and ice, as well as some of the coldest temperatures on the planet. Here's the thing though, it also has its own record for the hottest place in the continent, although you can probably guess it's not super impressive. So here you go, the hottest temperature ever reached in Antarctica since records began is 19 degrees Celsius. I know it doesn't sound like much, but there that counts as the blazing heat of the summer, and I think we should still give it credit for trying its absolute best. Number 1. Highest theoretical temperature. Now I guess this one is cheating a little bit, because it's not technically a temperature that's been recorded on Earth. With that said, it could possibly be recorded one day in the future, although I've got to admit it's pretty unlikely. I'm actually talking about what's known as Planck temperature, which includes the hottest theoretical temperature that could ever be reached. It sounds pretty anticlimactic, but according to this measurement, the hottest temperature we could ever hope to hit is 1 unit. All current temperatures are ridiculously small in Planck terms, and hitting a 1 would mean absolute unity. In easy terms, any hotter than that and any sense of reality would completely break down, since we currently lack an understanding of our theory for quantum gravity. Simple, right? That was our list of the top 10 hottest temperatures recorded in the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a video in the future, and hit the like button too so we can hit the golden like of 1,000.